Hi, hi. Hi, hi. How's it going? How's it going, everyone? Hi, Akiri. Hi, Tama. Hi, hi. How y'all doing? The incredibly rare Nori Saturday stream is happening. Technically, technically the first Gorilla stream. Let me do this. Setup is a bit different than usual. I have an extra screen because there's no game on the other screen. Let me do it like this. There. Going alright? Been relaxing? Hell yeah, I'd love to hear it. This. You all having a good Saturday, though? I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I have done... What have I done today? What have I done today? Mostly setting up for today. Setting up stream. Getting all the stuff ready, like making the thumbnail and all that jazz I did this morning. And then this afternoon I did a lot of nothing. I cooked. I made dinner today. Which is not super common, unfortunately. Like I actually cooked. Like I made chicken and roasted potatoes and corn for dinner, which is more than I usually do. It's not cup ramen, right? It's actually funny. I am like one of the people who's like the most liable to burn down their house when cooking, because I always forget to turn things off. I always forget to turn things off. In fact, when I was cooking chicken, I had like taken the chicken off the stove, and I was like in the process of eating. Like I had like everything was ready, and I was sitting down. I sat down at the table, and I was like halfway through the first chicken tender, and I heard the stove click. I had forgotten to turn the stove off. Nothing was on it. Like there was no pan. Like the pan was off the burner. I just forgot to turn the stove off. So things like that. Like half the time when I make pizza, I'm like halfway through like the second or third slice before I realize I have left the oven on. Family tends to do the same. I don't know what it is. It's just like a blindness I have. But it's fine. We chillin', we chillin'. Oh, I can't do that. I can't put that there. Alright. So today's stream is special. It is my first Gorilla stream. I'm calling it a Gorilla stream because it's like it wasn't on the schedule. I did post all the stream stuff like 6 or 7 hours in advance, so it's a little in advance, but it's basically a Gorilla stream. But it's on a Saturday, and we're doing a hand cam stream. So we're non-Gorilla for sure. Yeah, it pretty much is. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Nori hands. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Elestrals as a card game, how it functions. I'm gonna essentially teach you guys how the game functions. Oh, I forgot to grab a Nexus card. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can talk about that a little bit later. I'll talk about how the game works. And then I'll open. If it's not scheduled 24 hours beforehand, I consider it Gorilla. I think that's fair. I think that's a very fair like line in the sand. I would say. But I'll go over that, and then I'll open the box. So I said in my initial like Twitter post that it was a it's one box and a playmat, but I don't know if that's the case. I genuinely don't know if that's the case. Mostly because I don't remember what I pre-ordered for Moonrise. I just do not recall. Excuse me. Why is this doing this? So we I'm like, I think there's a box and a playmat, and I think that's it. I don't think I bought any booster boxes or any of the starter decks. But we'll see. Hi Rain, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Hi Crovan, hi, I hope you're doing well. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. Good night. Good night, Crovan. Good night. Oh, good evening. Oh, I see. I thought you were saying good night. Just like, hello. Immediately, good night. Today has been kind. That's great. That's super lovely to hear. Hi, X-Dude. Hi. How are you? I hope you're doing awesome. I hope you're having an awesome Saturday. It is you. It is, in fact, you. But I'll talk a little bit about Elestrals, and how the game works. I'll go over the different card types, and then I'll get into the pack opening, the box opening. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Let me transition over to hand cam. Actually, I forgot to... There. Hand cam, let me put my gloves on. Don't want to get slime all over my cards, you know? So what exactly is a stellar? We will get to that, actually. It's a rarity. Stellar is a rarity. And if you pull a stellar... stellars, it's like... So there's, I guess, 3 types of stellars, I would say, which is a bit confusing. There's reverse stellars, which are like super rare. It's like secret or mythic. Yeah, pretty much. They're like the super hollows in Pokemon. I would say note them to, equate them to, I guess I should say. But they are. It's a rarity type. Here, in fact, let me... So there's reverse stellars, and then there's serialized stellars. And of the serialized stellars, they're like alt arts with like... They're like shinies, I would say. Because they feature the Elestral in a different color. But here, let me... One second. The serialized stellars, the thing about them is that, for most of them, there are only 99 copies of a serialized stellar. So, when you see a stellar, so if you see this, if this is a card, this is a reverse stellar. So it's a bit hard to see because my camera quality is garbage. But you can see it has a little, like, double star next to the name. God, why is the camera quality so ass? Maybe because it's also shiny. But you can see down here, well, you guys... God, that's so ass. You guys even read that? Why is that... Why is it so blurry? Okay, well... For serialized stellars, there's... 99 copies of that card in existence. They only ever print 99. And then for some serialized stellars, there's 10. There's only ever 10 copies. So, stellars are worth a lot of money, I guess is the long and the short of it. Not only are they very pretty, they're also worth a lot of money. Hi, Wiz. Hi, hi. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Nice, Matt. Thank you. I wonder who that could be. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the game itself, and how to play, and I will then get into box opening. So there are three? I would consider there to be three types of cards, right? There's Elestrals, which are like the monsters. There's runes. You should be able to get better quality out of it. You think so? It is a very cheap camera. I will say that. The camera itself is not great. Configure video. I don't even know what I would do. There's a lot of settings in OBS you can play with. What does this do? That seems to do nothing. What does this slider do? Oh, that's bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why is this not there? Anyways, whatever. There's three types of cards in this game. Here, let me get out of this. Play with the dial till stuff happens is kind of what I was just doing. There's Elestrals, which are like the monsters of the game. They have, you can see, they have an attack stat over here on the left, a defense stat here on the right. There's a set of symbols here in the middle, and that's their like cost basically, and then they have text in the middle here that's their effects and stuff. In fact, here, let me start like this. There's runes, which are like spells and traps, I would say, if you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! Or if you're familiar with Magic, I would equate them to like sorceries and enchantments and things like that. And there are 5 different kinds of runes. There are invoke runes. You can see they have a little star here on the side. These you can play. They're like sorceries or like normal spells. If you're talking Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! There are divine runes. Actually, let's cover divine runes last. They're probably the most unique. They are very unique to Elestrals. There's stadium runes. These are like field spells in Yu-Gi-Oh! They adjust your how the all Elestrals function. So far, each stadium rune, they all have the same effect. They say Elestrals gain +1 attack and +1 defense for each, in this case, fire, enchanting them, and we'll get into enchanting in a bit. There's the artifact runes, which are effectively equip spells. There's counter runes, which are trap spells. They can only be activated after you have set them down on your field. And that kind of thing. And then there's divine runes. So to talk about divine runes, we actually need to talk about these cards. These are spirits. You can see I have an earth spirit here, a Teratlus, and a Flurmine, a frost spirit here. These are your mana, right? You can see that each of these has a cost in the middle. That means it costs one of these spirits to play them. Does that make sense? So, to play this Ass Rabbit, I have to enchant it, what you call enchant it, with a spirit. So, you start with 20 spirits in your deck. There are 8 different types of spirits, right? I have an Earth and Frost here. This one is Thunder. You can see we have a water here. There's wind. And that kind of thing. This is an Omni rune. It means that you can use any spirit to enchant it. But the way this game functions is that you have 20 spirits, and when you no longer have spirits to cast, and you try to expend a rune, or you're forced to expend a rune, a spirit from your spirit deck, you lose the game. So effectively, your mana is your life total. That makes sense? You start with 20, and then you have to enchant a spirit under your Elestral, and when you run out of these in your spirit deck, you lose the game. It's not when you run out, it's technically you can have 0 and still be alive. It's when you're forced to use one and you don't have any more to use. So you start with 20, you can you can build your spirit deck however you want. And yeah. So the way this works though is you can see I have an earth spirit here. We'll start with the earth spirit. And I have this Astrabbit, which has a thunder cost in here. So you might think to yourself, hey, it is a separate deck. You have a spirit deck that is 20 cards, your main deck is 40 cards. Now, you might think to yourself, you have to use a thunder to cast this Astrabbit. That is not the case. You can cast this Astrabbit with Tyratlis, but if you do, the Astrabbit does not gain its effects. For an Elestral to gain its effects, it has to have the right rune underneath it. So if you were to just cast this with a Tyratlis, it would just be a 2/5. And you can cast it in defense mode if you want. But it would not get its effects. Right? If you were to use a Zaptor, a Thunder Spirit, then you would cast this, and its effect would activate, because this card's effect says when this Astrabbit receives 1 or more Thunder. Right? So you can still cast stuff even if it doesn't work. Right? Now, for Divine Runes, the way Divine Runes function, so this is a water, it's Poseidon. It says, when you cast this Poseidon, you can enchant up to 3 water to it, right? So when you cast it, you have to cast it with 1 water, and then you can enchant it with 3 more water, right? So Divine Runes can have up to 4, or I think one of them can do 5, of their spirit type under them. And then this Poseidon's effect, it says you can Nexus 1 water from this Poseidon. So Nexusing. So let's say this is a water, right? Let's use this. I don't have a water on hand, but let's say this is a water spirit. And I have this Astrabbit on the field, right? Like this. I can activate its effect, Nexusing. It says when you can Nexus from this Poseidon. So I'll activate its effect. Nexus means moving the spirit to the target. Right? So there are cards that say Nexus. That means moving one spirit from or to different Elestrals or runes and stuff. So far, so good. It's how Define functions. Some of them just say you can disenchant to do stuff. Some Divine Runes say, like, Aeolus, the Wind Divine Rune, says you can disenchant to search a 1-cost Wind Elestral from your deck and add it to your hand. So, stuff like that. We will talk about... here, we'll just go into this. So, another quirk about this game is, let's say this Astrabbit has 2 spirits on it, and let's say I wanted to play this. This requires a wind rune to work, but we'll just say that one of these is a wind rune, for example. So you can save spirits by moving it to from a low life monster. Yes. So for runes specifically, right? For any non-divine rune, right? Divine runes, you have to use their thing. But for any example rune, so let's say like, in fact, I have a poison tip arrow. This is a better example. So let's say I have this poison tipped arrow set. This poison tipped arrow can be cast using any rune, right? Because it's an omni, it's rainbow. So let's say I have it set on my field, and I have this Ask Rabbit with 2 spirits on it, right? If I wanted to cast this, instead of using for my spirit deck, I could take from this Ask Rabbit and cast this spell this way, this rune this way. Does that make sense? So there are, and then both of these would go to the underworld, which is like the graveyard. So that is like the bare bones basics of how to play. Basically, you can just like, you have 20 spirits, you have 20 Elestrals and or runes, or 40 Elestrals and or runes, and you play your cards until you can no longer play one. The way attacking works is, here, let's say I attacked with, I don't have one, we'll just say that this is, let's say I attacked with this Ask Rabbit, and this Ask Rabbit has 1 spirit underneath it. If I attack with it, it deals 1 spirit's worth of damage to the opponent. Even though it has a 2 here, it deals damage equal to its spirit count. If this Cyclovenom has 2 spirits underneath it, and I attack with it, even though it has 6 attack, it deals 2 spirits worth of damage. So that is how you force your opponent to expend stuff. Expend their spirits. We'll talk really quickly about ascensions, and I think that'll be it. So each turn you can do one of 3 things with your Elestrals. You can either normal cast an Elestral, so you can either play this Ask Rabbit, and that would be your normal cast. You can expend a spirit to draw, like you can, instead of you can forego casting an Elestral to spend a spirit from your spirit deck. You send it to the underworld, and you can draw a card. Or you can ascend over one of your spirits. So let's say I wanted to play this Cyclovenom. The Cyclovenom requires 2 spirits. I cannot just play it for 2 spirits. I have to ascend over an existing Elestral. So the Ask Rabbit would go to the graveyard. I would take another spirit from my spirit deck, and then play the Cyclovenom. If I wanted to ascend into this Chronodial, I would have to, it would need 3, so I'd have to ascend over something with 2 spirits already. So 3-cost guys are kind of hard to get out. Because to get over, like, I could ascend from this Ask Rabbit with 2 spirits onto this Chronodial, but it would have to have 2 spirits to begin with. So far, so good. I hope I'm explaining this well. Hi, Pigeon. Hi. I hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm going over how Elestrals functions. Does anyone have any questions so far about how the game functions? Oh, I guess technically I didn't talk about re-enchanting. You could also instead of, if you wanted to forego your normal cast, right? So you can either normal cast something, you can ascend something, you can expend a draw. You can also re-enchant. So if I just had this Ask Rabbit on the field, I could, instead of doing any ascensions or anything, I could just put a second spirit underneath this. This is important for this card especially, because its effect reads, when this Ask Rabbit receives 1 or more thunder, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then add one of them to your hand and shuffle the rest into your deck. So he looks at the top 3 cards and then adds one. So if he's on the field and he has a Thunder underneath him, you could just stick another Thunder underneath him and get his effect again, because it's whenever he receives one. So you get that effect on cast, because he receives one when he's cast, and then you can re-enchant him for another one to get his effect again. You can only do that once per turn, because he can only re-enchant foregoing, like if you summon him, if you cast him, sorry, I'm so used to Yu-Gi-Oh! If you cast him, you can't re-enchant him until your next turn. Granted, you'll notice that there are cards that do Nexusing, right? So if you had a card that says Nexus a Thunder, you could Nexus it onto this Ask Rabbit and get its effect again. Nexus decks do exist. So that's kind of everything, honestly. About like how the game works. There are cards that are very good, like PTA. Poison Tipped Arrow is like a staple. It reads, "This Poison Tipped Arrow can only be cast when your opponent casts an Elestral. Target it and give it -2 attack until the end phase. During this turn's end phase, you can expend spirits equal to its enchantment cost in order to destroy it." So it's like a removal spell. Your opponent plays this Ask Rabbit. You cast Poison Tipped Arrow. It'll get -2 attack for the rest of the turn, and then during the end phase, you can spend a spirit, an extra spirit, because it costs 1 to cast, to kill the Ask Rabbit. And that's pretty much it. That's kind of like how the deck works. Not the deck, the game works. So I think that's pretty much everything. Let's crack this box open. So I haven't opened the box. And by haven't opened the box, I mean I haven't opened the box they shipped it in. This box is very large and does not fit on my desk. It is, in fact, I can't even fit it under the camera. Can I do this? No, that would move my mic too much. Okay. Let me drink something. I already removed the sticker that has my name and address on it. So I will actually, in fact, let me open this. Here, I'll do the ceremonial cutting here of the box tape. But I won't actually open it on screen because there might be like a receipt on top or something. Let me not dox myself. Okay, well, on top is paper. There's just like brown paper in there. How many boxes are in there? I think there's only one. I did order a playmat, so honestly it might just be that there's a lot of filling, and the playmat is what's like why they packed in a larger box. Yeah, I think that's the case. So I ordered the Temple of the Moon playmat. I don't know if you can see that. This has the artwork for the lunar. So of the 8 spirits, there's one that is lunar. That's what like this set's theme is. It's like the release of the lunar element. Hi, Chaotix. Hi. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good Saturday. So it looks like this came with some Tournament Pack 2 stuff, which is actually really good because Tournament Pack 2 is fucking baller. It came with a promotional Leica Void. I think a Reverse Stellar Leica Void. And then the playmat. So the playmat, I'll actually... Lots of work, but I'm off tomorrow finally. Hell yeah, I'm glad you can get some rest. I will... The boxes, I think, are 36 packs. But, I'll open the playmat first so you can actually see what the playing field looks like. Because there's only 4 zones. Where if you're talking Yu-Gi-Oh, you're used to 5. Elestrals only has 4. I'm actually pretty excited. I love the Temple of the Moon artwork. Lunar is one of my favorite... In fact, it might be my favorite element in this game. Mostly because I love the lunar element's spirit, which I'm sure you'll see. It's a little owl. It's Owloon. My favorites are Lycaris, which is the wind spirit. Flurmine, which is the frost spirit, which actually I literally just had it. This one, look how cute that little fox is. It's literally so adorable. And then Owloon, which is the little owl guy. This is the Temple of the Moon playmat. So this is the Lunar Stadium's artwork. I just dropped the box. So you can see here you have a slot for your deck, your underworld. There's 4 slots in the middle. Your spirit deck goes over here. And then stadium runes go up here. It looks amazing. It's actually really fucking pretty. It also feels good. I can feel like the texture underneath the gloves. And it feels very good. It feels very high quality. So. The Temple of the Moon playmat. It looks super good. I love it. I'm actually really glad I have a playmat because playing with no zones... I love having zones for my mats, personally. I've played with mats that don't have zones, and I like the order that zones give. I know that like Magic doesn't even have zones, because you can just go infinite. Let's start with this. Let's start with the small stuff. So this is I believe a Reverse Stellar Leica Void. That's like the promo for the pre-order. Leica Void's a new card in Moonrise. Let's open this up. Oh, I just tore the packaging. Cool. Doing this in gloves is a bit annoying, but... Look at that. It's very pretty. So you can see it is like a stellar. You can see it has little like twin stars up in the top. Leica Void is actually really fucking good. This card is actually really good. It's really good. Because it costs 2... And it says, this Leica Void deals piercing damage and is unaffected by counter runes if cast. If you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon this turn. So, this set features a series of cards called the Lunar Phases. There's like Lunar Phase New Moon, there's Lunar Phase Waning Crescent, and stuff like that. Lunar Phase Full Moon is really good. Because it's a counter rune that enchants 2 Lunar from your spirit deck. To a card, and there is a card, the Leica Void's like pre-ascension, the one lunar cost one, that says when you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon, ascend from your into a Leica Void in your deck. So you can basically like on your opponent's turn transform a tiny guy into a heavy spirit count 6/2. So this card's very good in like a lunar aggro deck. I just realized I didn't bring sleeves, so I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab some sleeves. Hello, I have returned. Let me sleeve this bad boy up. Put that there. And then we'll open the pre-order came with 2 tournament packs. Which usually you get for prizing if you play in like like locals or whatever. The tournament pack series cards, the second set, has a lot of really good cards in it, actually, so here's hoping. Here's hoping we open something good. This is a full art poison tipped arrow. It's like the alt art for the card I just showed you. Do they have special rarities in those two? They do. They have like the same special rare, like the stellars and the reverse stellars and all that jazz. And you can get full arts. In fact, this is the full art of this card. Like this is the PTA, and in this set you can get the oh, this is the series 1. It's this is series 2, this is series 1. Turn pack series 1. You can get the poison tipped arrow. The full art version of this card, like the alt art, that kind of thing. Their own separate one. I don't think they do have a separate rarity for tournament packs specifically. So we got Morfrost, Abominable Form. So some cards you can see have like a this card is called Morfrost, and then you can see it has like a little title. This one is Abominable Form. And that's how the lunar phase work. It's like lunar phase and then full moon, that kind of thing. Morfrost actually won the most recent tournament. A content creator named MBT hosted an Elestrals tournament, and the Morfrost deck won. No one was expecting it because Morfrost is traditionally not a very good deck, but it got a new card, a new Morfrost card in Moonrise that apparently changed everything for the deck. So, Morfrost best deck is what I'm getting at. Toxiswarm, this is the alt art Toxiswarm. It's one of the main receivers for like the Wind Nexus deck, because it says when its effect is when this Toxiswarm receives 1 wind, your opponents must expend a spirit. They can expend any spirit they want, but when you cast it, your opponent burns for 1, and then if you Nexus to it, your opponent burns for 1. And then we have the tournament packs come with a reverse stellar. This is the Pheromel, which is the middle line ascension for Pharaoh Geist, which was a starter deck. This is like the middle ascension of that deck, and the boss monster from this deck is limited because it's fucking goated. This Pheromel is really fucking pretty. I didn't realize that it was in this set, and I'm hyped because this card is very, very pretty. I think all the tournament packs come with a reverse stellar. So this is the tournament pack series 2. Oh, we got Kakare. Kakare is the new solar. This is the solar spirit. This is a new solar Elestral from Moonrise. This is the alt art version of that, I believe. The Kakare, what's the other one? Kaka something. It's a solar fire card. Like this card has an entire deck built around it. We got look at that art, the alt art Navi. Navi has its own starter deck, the Navi Doppelganger Fulgorix line. This is really fucking pretty. I love that, like, it's like a cartoon style. And then Theraheart, oh my gosh, we're pulling all the, like, we pulled the Pheramel, which is a starter deck. We pulled the alt art Navi, and then we pulled the reverse set of Theraheart, which is also a starter deck card. Damn, that's crazy. Just alt arts of the deck. I should pick up some of these starter decks and get some of these alt arts in there. This is the middle ascension for the Posthumous deck. The Posthumous line. This is so, like, I love these reverse sellers. They're so gorgeous. The foiling on them is crazy. Alright. Time to get into Moonrise for real. So, this is the box. It comes with 36 packs, I want to say. Does it say on here? It doesn't say on here. I don't remember if it's 32 or 36. So, cards that I'm looking for, obviously we're looking for any stellar card, because honestly pulling any stellar basically means I can recoup any card, like the amount I've spent on this game in its entirety. Because this game is really cheap to get into, which is one of the things I like about it. Unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, where they literally curate the ban list just to sell more cards, this game actually respects its players. Alright. Let's get into this. Oh, there's another sticker here. That's why Digimon has been your go-to. That's super fair. Digimon is super fun. The Digimon TCG is very good. Yeah. So let me open this bad boy up. So this is Posthumous. This is the ascension of this guy. He's like the 3 ascension for this card right here. So we got a promo on top and then our packs. So the promo is... Oh, look at that. Full art Posthumous. Hell yeah. That's sick as fuck. Posthumous exists in like a suppression deck. So suppress is a keyword that is like negates effects. And so this Posthumous says when you're Artemis is the Lunar Divine Rune, suppresses a card, you can target and destroy that card. While Artemis is enchanted, this Posthumous is unaffected by counter runes. So, I'm gonna leave that in his thing. He's like a Lunar Floodgate, sort of. He exists in a deck that is like designed to like negate your opponent's Elestral effects. So he's like sort of a Floodgate. More, it's really what he does is he pops cards that get negated. Gonna get these packs out of here. Honestly, this box was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot more cards in here than I thought were going to be in here. I have no idea how the rarity distribution is. In fact, like, you know how in some card games, when you open a pack, it's like common, common, uncommon, rare, common, and then like a land card or whatever. I have no idea how that works in this game, so we're gonna find out together. First pack of Moonrise. Let's go. I always just let it ride and see what I get. Hell yeah, that's what I'm about. So, in fact, on the back of the Elestrals, you can see all the elements. You can see there's, starting here, it's Earth, Fire, Water, Thunder, Wind, Frost, Solar, and Lunar. So let's get into this. Start with the counter rune, Magnetic Force Field. Magnetic Force Field exists in a deck that is... honestly, it's probably more like a... Probably not in its own deck. It's more like a side deck card. Because it's like an anti-burn tech, if that makes sense. If you get burned, it says, if your opponent would activate an effect that causes you to expend spirits, negate that effect, and then your opponent must expend. So it's like, you want to burn me? Nope, you burn yourself. We got Nori. Okay, so Nori is, we pulled the alt art version of this card in the tournament pack. Right here. So this is Nori. This is also Nori in a different art. We got Fawnlet. Oh, we got the whole line here. Holy shit. Just immediately. Fawnlet, Reverse Stellar Theraheart, Full Art Posthumous. Hell yeah. Let me move some of these packs. We got Voldusk. When the decks go calling for you, for real, for real. Voldusk is this like the first Ascension in a deck that revolves around the Lunar Phase cards. So if you're gonna play like the Lunar Phase deck, this guy is like mandatory. Gloombat is very good. He can be special cast, so you know how you use your normal cast. To like, you can only normal cast once per turn. Gloombat can be special cast on his own if your opponent has at least 2 face down runes. So if he's like, if your opponent is like playing a lot of back row, he can be special cast, and then you can disenchant his Lunar Spirit from him in order to target and destroy something. Destroy a rune. So he's like back row hate. Cunning Offer. I have no idea what this card is. Until the end phase, an opponent takes control of target Elestral in your field. That Elestral gains the effect. When this Elestral is destroyed in battle, you must expend 3. Oh, I see. There's a card in here that like wants to be taken control of by your opponent. So you play this to give it to your opponent, and then they burn when you destroy it. Interesting. Helios' Slumber, counter rune. Target an Elestral in your underworld and put it on top of your deck. Simple as. The solar like line involves a lot of like excavating or foretelling in this game. Cards from the top of your deck, and then like adding stuff to your hand or casting from the top of your deck. So targeting an Elestral to put it on top of your deck is probably a good effect for solar. Doppelgator. This is the Ascension of Nori. The Doppelgator Nori line is pretty aggressive, so that means I will probably play it, because I like to play aggressive decks. Corvuscle. It's a 1 lunar and 2/4. When this Corvuscle receives 1 or more lunar, you can foretell 3. That's like show the top 3 cards of your deck. In exchange, a Foretold card with a card in your underworld. Interesting. So when you foretell the top cards of your deck, you can put them back in any order. So this card is like a different version. It's like a variant on this card. And then we got a Flurmine Spirit. Flurmine, one of my favorites. I love the Frost Spirit. It's just so adorable. I have no idea how long this is going to take. There's a lot of stuff. I might, like, go a little bit quicker. Because there's a lot of packs here. There's a lot more packs than I was expecting. We got our first lunar phase here. See, this is lunar phase first quarter. It says draw a card, and then says you may discard a lunar phase to return a Voldusk that I showed earlier, Volumbra or Volclipse from your underworld to your hand. So this is like part of the lunar phase deck. Lunar phase waning gibbous. We got another lunar phase. It says shuffle a lunar phase, Volumbra, or Volclipse from your hand or underworld into your deck in order to search for a Voldusk and add it to your hand. Oh my god, what the heck? There's a final quarter. Lunar phase final quarter. This is an invoke rune. Search your deck for up to 2 lunar phases and send them to your underworld. When this lunar phase is discarded by another lunar phase, you can return a lunar from your underworld to your spirit deck. Because your spirit deck, which is what you use to cast stuff, is also your life points, healing in this game is very important. One of the cards that's like a mandatory 3 of is just cost 1. It says heal for 3. That's basically what it says. It says return 3 spirits of any color to your spirit deck, from your underworld to your spirit deck. So healing in this game, very good. Temple of the Moon. This is actually the Lunar Stadium. It's what my playmat is of. So, hell yeah. No stone unturned. It's an invoke rune. It just says search for a golem Elestral. Each Elestral has little things in the bottom there. I love the idea of making healing good, very Unreal does. It really is. In a lot of card games, your life total is just like kind of whatever. It's like you don't really care about it. The only one you care about is last run. And in this game, that's sort of true. But even it's like super critical because you're like literally playing this costs a 20th of your life total, right? Playing this costs a 10th of your life total. So healing is super critical to like push through and grind through games. Lunar phase, waning crescent. We're literally getting like every lunar phase in this one pack. Holy shit. We got, what, 4 different lunar phases in this pack? I'm gonna see if I can't like organize a little bit. This lunar phase says return 2 lunar from your underworld to your spirit deck. So this literally effectively heals you for 1 because it costs 1 to play, and then you return 2 from your underworld to your spirit deck. So it's effectively a heal plus 1. And then it says when this card in this lunar phase is discarded by another lunar phase, you can draw a card, then discard a card. We got Tsunami High Tide. Okay, so I am looking for several cards in this set in particular. This is one of them. I'm looking for Tsunami High Tide. I'm looking for Snark, which is a 1 water Elestral. It's a 3/3 that searches for lunar water, the lunar water cards. And then Joblin, which is Snark's Ascension, which is also lunar water. So lunar and water are like the cards that I'm looking for. So Tsunami is very good. It's like a change positions. It says change the position of 2 Elestrals, and then you can enchant water or lunar from your underworld to your field. So it doesn't heal you, but it puts a spirit from your underworld onto a card, like it enchants it to your field. So that way you can hit for more damage. You can ascend quicker, that kind of thing. But this card's very good because it changes the position of Elestrals. A lot of Elestrals have either a very high defense, like in Astramit's case, or a very high attack, like in Lycavoid's case, or in Nobby's case. Nobby is a 4-1. So changing the position of Elestral is actually really huge. In fact, in previous sets, there was a whole deck that was like a changed position deck. Where there was just like, you just play low-cost stuff that changes the position, so that way you like always get over their guys. I'm actually gonna stick this up here, because Tsunami Hatai, very important for me. Aurora Borealis. This card is like a heal card for Frost. And I know it saw play in that Morfrost deck, but I don't know that the player ever sided it in. So I don't know how good this card is. And then Joblin. Hell yeah, this is actually the card that I was looking for. This says you can expend water in order to change the position of an Elestral that is not water enchanted. And when one or more Elestrals change their position, you can draw a card. So if you play this, you can expend to change and draw. If you play this card, when this is on the field, also draws. At this time of year in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen? True. Yes, exactly. Joblin, very good. And then we have a Zaptary, Thunder Spirit. Joblin I'm also sticking up here, because Joblin's one of the cards that I'm looking for. I hope that's not a reference, Akidi, and I'm not missing it. So we got Carrion. It's a Wind Elestral. That's 3/3. The Carrion and its Ascension Carry-Off are about taking your opponent's cards. So it says, when this Carrion is destroyed in battle, you can target the Elestral that destroyed it and take control of it until the end phase. Snowlit. Snowlit is probably part of what will be the best deck of the Moonrise format. It's very akin to a self-mill deck. If you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, think Lightsworn. But like any self-mill deck, you have to be lucky. Like, you have to hit your mills. So this deck is very good. It's very powerful. There's a lot of facilitators to help the self-mill. You literally said Aurora Borealis? I did say Aurora Borealis. It's this card. Steamed Hams? Girl, I have no idea what you're talking about. Am I missing something here? I feel like I'm missing something. How do you not know Steamed Ham from The Simpsons? I don't know that I've ever watched The Simpsons. I'm so upset. I mean, I didn't watch it growing up. It was a big meme. When? I might not have been on, the internet at that time. I didn't really, get into internet culture or anything like that until I went to university. I was very sheltered growing up. But Snowlit, very good card. In fact, I should separate Snowlit from everything else. I'm so mad right now. What are you mad about? Here's another Kakare. We got the alt art form up here in the tournament pack. Listen, if I don't know about it, that means it doesn't exist. It wasn't big. I kid you not, that is literally how I know when things are big or not. Because if it's reached my ears when I live under a rock, I literally always live under a rock, and I always have. So if I didn't hear about it, it wasn't big. If I heard about it, then I knew it was big. Because I don't hear about things. This is Armadon. You lived under a rock? I did live under a rock for a very long time. In fact, me living under a rock was kind of a meme. It was high effort, so it wasn't run into the ground, but it also wasn't exactly niche. Oh, I see. TCG brain rot runs deep. It takes a lot to penetrate that. I didn't get into TCGs until I was in university, actually. I played a shitload of Hearthstone while I was in college. But before that, I didn't really play any TCGs. I just lived under a rock. I spent most of my childhood like in the library reading, like a nerd. Luxomare 4/5. Okay, so this is the card that goes with the Cunning Offer that like gives your card to opponent. Because this says when your opponent takes control of this, you can special cast an Aeostale from your hand or deck. Oh, here's Draco Ray. Here, this is the ascension of the Kakare. It's a 7/3 Solar Fire. It says when you cast this Draco Ray, you can return up to 3 solar from your underworld to your spirit deck. So casting this heals you for 3. And then during your draw phase, you can expend fire in order to special ascend it into Dragalis from your deck. Which I don't know what Dragalis is. I only know about Draco Ray. Because Draco Ray is like a very powerful card, and it also heals you. Like it's a high attack monster. The Bow of Artemis. This is an artifact rune. So most of the artifact runes, evolving mons, yeah. So in case you missed it, you have to ascend your 2. Like you can't just play a 2-drop. You have to use one of your your 1-drops or any of your cards really. You can ascend a 2 onto a 2 if you so chose. But it has to have 2 spirits underneath it. This is the Artemis. So each of the Divine Runes has an associated artifact rune. They all have an effect, and then they have an additional effect if the Divine Rune is on the field. So this one says, the empowered Elestral deals piercing damage. And then it says, when the empowered Elestral declares an attack, you can Nexus Lunar from your Artemis onto it. So that way you deal more damage. And then we have another Lunar Phase here. This is Lunar Phase Waxing Gibbous. It's counter rune. It says, target a Lunar Enchanted Elestral and change its position. You may expend a lunar and discard a lunar phase. If you do, the target Elestral cannot be destroyed by card effects once this turn. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Hell yeah. Look at that. Full art Shield of Achilles. Oh my god. That is gorgeous. Shield of Achilles, very good card. It bounces during the battle phase. It bounces an attacking Elestral during the battle phase, which is very good. It's one of the few battle tricks in this game. And also, it's very good because there are a lot of cards that can't be targeted or destroyed. And this one does neither. Right? It bounces it. So there are some cards that are towers, like they just like cannot be removed, and this card removes them. So This is a very huge pickup. This is a very good card. Got it in full art. Hell yeah, I'm so excited. I'm sleeving this bad boy up. We got another Thunder Spirit. Fuck yeah, I'm so excited about this. This card is very good, and it's also gorgeous. Non-targeting removal, my beloved. For real, for real. Useful and full art? Yeah, I know, right? This card is run at 3 in almost every deck, so... Hell yeah, I'm so excited. That's so good. Genuinely a very good pull. I also wonder how much it costs. Because that card might actually be kind of expensive. The alt arts and the stellars tend to be pretty expensive. Like the alt art poison tipped arrow, like the regular poison tipped arrow, which is used in like at 3 in every deck, at like max copies every deck, is like $7. It's one of the more expensive cards in the game, and it costs $7. The full art poison tipped arrow costs like $90. So this is Lunar Phase first quarter. Lunar Phase Waning Gibbous. I see about $100 on TCG Player. So basically, this card is worth what I ordered. Hell yeah, we love making our money back. Thank you. Thank you for looking that up, Chaotix. We got another Lunar Phase Waning Gibbous. If I can pull the Lunar Phases and all like the Voldusk Volumbra set, I might actually play this deck. I don't think this deck is going to be super like powerful, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Lunar Phase Final Quarter. Another Temple of the Moon. Another No Stone Unturned. Another Waning Crescent. We're pulling like everything. Hell yeah, fuck yes. Another Tsunami High Tide. Another one of these cards that I'm looking for. I'm looking for 3 of this card, so we've pulled 2. Hopefully we can find a 3rd in all these packs. Still no Schnark. I'm looking for Schnark, importantly. Aurora Borealis. Oh, look at that. A beautiful hollow Leica Void. We got the Reverse Stellar in the promo. But hollow Leica Void, very good. This card is going to be very powerful. It might be one of the more powerful cards in this set. This with Full Moon, which I don't think I pulled a Lunar Phase Full Moon. And then Lycaris. So this is the Wind Spirit, and this is one of my favorites. It's like a fox with wings. It's very cute. Very adorable. I'm sleeving this like a void up. I will say, most of the hollows, you want to sleeve immediately, because if you just leave them out forever, they do kind of bend in the early sets. I don't think they do in the later sets, but I'll sleeve them up just in case. Let me look through these lunar phases. I don't think we pulled the full moon yet. We haven't. Okay. Full moon is the important one. It's like the most important one, at least. Got another final quarter here. Since I live somewhere super dry, my cards bend even in the sleeves. No, no. I remember of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghost Rares that immediately got scratched when you take them out of the pack. Oh, God. Oh, no. A third Temple of the Moon? That's very good. There's No Stone Unturned. Another Magnetic Force Field. Another Nobby. Second Draco Ray. Another Bow of Artemis. Another Waning Gibbous. And an Oistillery. This card is very interesting, actually. I don't know how good it is. But because this Oistillery can special ascend onto an Oistress if you disenchant water from your field. And then you can discard a water card, in order to target and destroy it. This card just pops cards. Not once per turn, you just discard and pop something. Which means this card's very good, but to get it out, it's a bit difficult. So I don't know how good it's going to wind up being. And then we got Illuminate. This is the Solar Spirit. He's a little monkey. People used to make art out of those because you could scratch off the top and make different designs. Oh no. Oh no, not to the Ghost Rares. God. They don't even print Ghost Rares anymore, do they? I don't think so. There's a Fawnlet. Another Voldusk. I'll stick the Voldusk in with the Lunar Phases over here. Another Gloombat. Toxiri. Toxiri is a 2/4. When you cast this Toxiri, you can search your deck for Dense Fog and add it to your hand. So there's a card called Dense Fog. Dense Fog is part of that suppression deck, right? Dense Fog is a counter rune that just says suppress an Elestral, target and suppress an Elestral. So this searches negation. And then it has a passive effect that says suppressed Elestral, get -2/-2. So this is part of a Dense Fog suppression deck. That will probably see some amount of play. Havocub. I don't know that Havocub is particularly good. It says it can't be changed. Its position can't be changed. But it's just a 4/3. If you need just a guy, he's great. Another Waning Crescent. Third Tsunami High Tide. Hell yeah. Alright, we got all these cards. I'm only looking for Schnark now. Really. Aurora Borealis. And then a Blizzstrix. Oh my god, look at that. It's a hollow Blizzstrix. This is the boss monster of the Snowlit, self-mill deck. This card is very good. So when it's self-milled, when it's sent to your deck to your underworld, you can special ascend it onto an Asprow. And then you can return 3 Elestrals from your underworld, right, that you have milled, to the bottom of your deck in order to destroy a card. Non-target destruction, by shuffling back, 3 Elestrals from your graveyard, from your underworld, sorry. This card's it's 12 cost, 12 attack. This card's very good, but you gotta, again, it's one of those gambling decks. This is Owloon. This is probably one of my favorite spirits as well. I was a little owl guy. He's so cute. Blizzstrix, big pickup. Drakid, hell yeah. This is the deck this is the deck that I play right now. Drakid got printed in a series of cards. It was the early Lunar release, the pre-Moonrise Lunar release that I got. I opened it back in October, if you recall correctly. If I recall correctly, I think I opened it on my birthday. And Drakid is the deck that I play. So I have a new art of it. Hell yeah, that's awesome. That up here. Porky Wraith. When this Porky Wraith enters battle with an Elestral, you can give that Elestral -2 for each Lunar enchanting this Porky Wraith. Interesting. So instead of getting bigger itself, it reduces the attack of everything it goes into battle with. Interesting, interesting. Ardbud. So this is our first Earth Elestral. Ardbud is very good. The Ardbud deck, this card has a whole deck around it because when it receives Elestral, Earth Spirits, you can search for an insect. This is a type of Elestral. You can see they have a little symbol down here in the bottom. and add it to your hand. So he's like a very, very good searcher. Clovey, another receiver for the Earth. It says when it receives one or more Earth, you can draw a card. Cactobell. Damn, we got an Earth pack here. Earth, like the Earth Nexus deck was going into Moonrise one of the strongest decks. So, when your opponent activates a counter rune, you can disenchant Earth from this Cactobell to negate that rune. When a player casts Sandstorm, you can special ascend it into Cactobell. Tell me the little cactus boy has a deck. I think he does. This guy, the little cactus guy, he's a negate. He negates a counter rune, so he's like protection. But you have to disenchant Earth from him. But when you cast Sandstorm, so Sandstorm, like this guy special ascends when you have when you cast Sandstorm. Sandstorm has a deck. I don't know. I assume this card goes in that deck. I don't know though. He's a very cute little cactus boy. Another Cunning Offer. Another Helios' Slumber. And a Doppelgator. Oh, and a Magneros. Hell yeah. Okay, I didn't realize there was another card there. Doppelgator, again, Nobby Ascension. Magneros is good. This is the part of the Thunder Nexus deck. It says you can Nexus up to 2 Thunder. When you do, you can foretell cards equal to the number of Thunder enchanted cards on your field, and add 1 Thunder Invoke rune foretold this way to your hand. So he like excavates basically and you can add a Thunder Invoke rune, which includes a card that just says target and destroy a rune. Very good card, Magneros. Then we have Taratlas, the Earth Spirit. Let me drink here. Got another Luxomare. Another Lunar Phase First Quarter. Another Waning Gibbous. Final Quarter. We're getting a lot of these Lunar Phases. I'm very, very happy about that. Temple of the Moon. Cedar Soar. Okay, so Cedar Soar is part of this Blizzard deck. You might be wondering why Frost and Wind. A deck that focuses on Frost and Wind. Like, Frost is like the self-mill, like the milling element. Cedar Soar is Earth Frost. And it says, when this Cedar Soar is sent from your deck to the Underworld, you can special cast it for Earth or Frost. So he comes into play Misenchanted, which means you don't get its other effects. But that doesn't really matter, because if you just mill him, you just get a 4/6 for free. Like, he's freaking insane. And he's part of this deck that just, like, wants to mill all their cards. So, if you do get his effect, like either if you re-enchant him, like, or if you just cast him or ascend him, it says you can expend Earth in order to search your deck for a 3-cost Earth or Frost Elestral and add it to your hand. So, he's a searcher for a 3-cost guy. This card is very, very good, and I expect it to be very good in the upcoming meta. Here's Cactobrum. This is the Ascension of the Cactus Boy. Says he cannot be targeted by Invoke runes. When he receives an Earth, you can special cast a Caster Ball from your Underworld. So, when he gets cast, when he is cast with Earth, if you like ascend onto your other guy, you can cast the Cactus Boy back. So, I expect Cactobrum, like the Cactus deck, to exist to be playable. Here's Oysteress. So this is the card that I was saying, like, the other card that ascends onto this is very good, but this card itself is not very good. It's a 1/3, and it gains 1 defense for each enchanting water on the field. So if you have water spirits on the field, he gets a defense. So he's basically a 1/4, because he'll almost always have 1 water underneath him. But 1/4 is not a great stat line. The key number in Elestrals is 5. So Ask Rabbit has 5 defense, which means very few 1-drops can get over him. Right? 5 is like a really good number. 4 is not so great a number, because most things have either 4 attack or 4 defense, which means that 5 is just a better number. There was an entire deck appropriately called 5s that just played basically every 1-cost guy that had a 5 in either attack or defense. It didn't really matter what their effect was. They just played a very like high tempo deck that just played the highest statted guys. And you would just turn out guys. It was a very good deck for a while. Artemis, hell yeah, look at that hollow Artemis. This is the Lunar Divine Rune. It says when you cast this Artemis, you can enchant up to 3 Lunar to it. And it says you can disenchant Lunar from this Artemis in order to target an opponent's face-up card and suppress it until the opponent's next end phase. So not only does this target Elestrals, but you can also target other Divines. You can target Stadium Runes. You can target anything. So Artemis will be played in that suppression deck. Rookie Rush, Elestral Boogaloo. That's pretty much what 5s was. Yeah, it's Rookie Rush, basically. In fact, like, that's a great... it's a absolutely fantastic parallel. Because Rookie Rush just plays low-to-the-ground dudes that are just quick to get out, they're good, and that kind of thing. And we have another Zaptor. Just leaving up this hollow Artemis here. Got another No Stone Unturned, another Magnetic Force Field, another Nobby, another Fawnlet, third Voldusk, that's very good. Electronite. I hope this card is bad. Because if it's good, this deck is going to be very, very strong. It says you can Nexus Thunder or Lunar. And it says, when this Electronite receives 1 or more Thunder, you can special cast an Electrofly from your hand or deck. When you activate your Electrofly's effect, you can draw a card. So like, this card pumps out guys, and also draws when you do. So, potentially a very good card, but remains to be seen. It might be a bit too slow. Titanostrike. Titanostrike's artwork is gorgeous. I don't know if this card is very good, is the thing. He's a 2/4, which means his stats aren't great. But his effect is, when a player casts Thunderstorm, which is a 2 Thunder Invoke rune, Thunderstorm runes target and destroy a rune. And this says, when a player casts Thunderstorm, you can expend Thunder in order to target and destroy an Elestral. So basically, if you have this and cast the target destroy rune, you can pop a rune and a dude. But I don't know how often that's going to happen. You probably just hold this guy in your hand until you also draw a Thunderstorm. So you can get both off. I don't know how good he is, though. I don't know if he's worth a slot in the deck. Aspral. Aspral is the middle ascension of the Blistrix line. Also very critical when he's sent to the Underworld. You can special ascend onto your Snowlet. And then his effect is you can expend Frost in order to send the top 4 cards of your deck to the Underworld. This deck, I'm telling you, it's very, when it hits, it's gonna be insane. But you gotta hit those mills. Guard Dawn. It's a 3/8. God, 8 for a 2 Ascension is very strong. This thing is a wall. Let's see, it says your Elestrals get 2 defense. So it's not a 3/8, it's a 3/10. When your opponent activates effect that targets 1 or more of your runes, you can expend 2 solar in order to negate that effect. This card's very good. Unfortunately, it's solar. I feel like this solar is not a great. It's not in a good spot right now. A lot of the solar decks are too reliant on foretelling. The people who are solar stands, though, they stand solar. Let me tell you. And then Lycoris, another Lycoris spirit. Hell yeah. It is 8:30. That means Rengoku's gonna be coming in here to ask to be fed here in a second. We'll do one more pack and then I'll go feed him. There's another Gloombat. Another Toxiri. That's good for the Dense Fog deck. Another Havocub. The boy will be arriving soon. He will be. Another Draken. Another Porcuraith. Another Dracorai. Good. Another Bow of Artemis. Another Waxing Gibbous. And Aeosdale. So this is the card that that you cast from your deck when you give your opponent the arrow. What was it called? The Luxomare, I think it's called. This is when you cast it, you can foretell 3. You can special cast a 1-spirit solar Elestral. Foretold this way. And then a floor mine. Okay. I'm gonna take maybe a 5-minute break. I'm gonna let Ruby out. I'm gonna go feed the boy. And I will be right back. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay. Hi. One second. This one. Hi. I've returned. Thank you. Okay. We're gonna keep going. We still have a ton of packs left to go through. We have like 2 whole stacks over here. We're maybe about halfway done. I'm still looking for, Schnark is the big one. Schnark is the card I want to see. Thank you. Damn, I still can't believe I pulled that fucking full art shield. The shield Achilles. That's super good. Another Arbud, very good card. Another Clovey. Another Cactibrel. Dang, it's the same set. Oh, no, it's not. We have a Cinder. I think this is our first Fire Spirit. So, you'll notice that most of the cards in here are lunar. That's because Moonrise is like the lunar set. It like introduced there was like a soft introduction of a few lunar cards before, but this is the set that like introduces the lunar like element. So while there are a few other element cards, it's predominantly lunar. Cinder. It's a 3/2 fire Elestral. And it says, when this Cinder receives 1 or more fire, your opponents must spend the top 3 cards from their deck to the underworld. So this is like a part of a mill strategy that has floated around. It's never seen like real play because I don't think there are enough cards for like milling your opponent. But when it exists, this card will be very important to it. Bellowbee. I believe Bellowbee is quite good, if I remember. Bellowbee, or maybe it's Ascension and Fornax, are like good fire spirits. This says, fire and wind Elestrals get +1 attack. You can target a fire or wind enchanted Elestral and give it the effect, this Elestral is unaffected by counter runes until next turn. So he's like a protect guy. I love Mill. I hope more games make it good. Me too. Mill is such a fun strategy. I don't know what games it has been good in though. Like what games have like a very competent Mill strategy? I don't know. Not many. Here's another Waning Crescent. Another Tsunami High Tide. Okay, cool. I had the playset already, but sure, I'll take another. Not yourself or your opponent. Like, wait, like yourself or your opponent? Yeah. This game has a very competent self-mill strategy, but milling your opponent doesn't, like, it exists, but it's not, I don't think it's particularly good in this game yet. Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Gorgeous. Here's Lunar Face Full Moon. This card is very important. Hollow. Look at that. Very pretty. This says, enchant up to 2 lunar to an Elestral on your field. When this Lunar Face is discarded, by another Lunar Phase, you can foretell 3. The first effect is the part that matters. And it being Lunar Phase Full Moon, because the Like a Void, if I can find it under here. This says it is unaffected by counter runes, and its pre-ascension says you can ascend into this if you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon. So you ascend into it, so it already has 1. You cast Lunar Phase Full Moon, you put 2 more, and when you ascend, you have to add another one. So it's literally a 4 spirit Like a Void that has piercing damage. It does so much damage. This deck is gonna be the Lunar aggro deck with like a Void and Lunar Phase Full Moon is gonna be very good. In fact, it was in the finals of that tournament that I mentioned earlier. And another Illuminate. Very, very good card. My phone autocorrects and changes words entirely. No, you're good, you're good. I've had many autocorrect issues in the past. Schnark! Here's my boy! Hell yeah. Okay, so Schnark is the card that I'm looking for, like, mostly. I want 3 of this guy for sure. He's a Water Spirit 3/3. He says, when you cast this Schnark, you can search your deck for a card with enchantment cost Lunar Water and add it to your hand. So it searches High Tide, Tsunami High Tide. It searches Joblin, its Ascension. But importantly, so the reason that I want this card is because the Drakid deck... Here, let me go grab Drakid real quick. Drakid says you can target a 1-spirit Elestral and exchange its base attack with this Drakid's base attack has 2 attack. And then says, when a player casts Rock in a Hard Place, you can special ascend this Drakid into Draking. Draking is Goyo Guardian. I can't put it any other way. When Draking, like this guy's Ascension, when it destroys something by battle, you can cast it yourself. And Rock in a Hard Place, the spell that you use to special ascend into that guy, that strong guy, is Lunar Water. So this searches the spell used to special ascend this. So Schnark will be played in the Draking deck, and it'll make it a lot better. Starbit. Okay, Starbit is a very interesting one. Starbit gets 2 attack for each water underneath it, and it says you can Nexus 2 water. So it starts out as 1/1. You enchant to enchant it, right? If you normal cast it with water, it'll be a 3/1. Then you can Nexus up to 2 more water, which will make it what, a 7/1? What? 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 7? Yeah. And then when it has 7 or more attack during your main phase, you must either destroy it or special ascend into Starbit Supernova from your hand or deck. And Supernova's crazy. He's very good. So, Starbit, I don't know if Starbit will see much play. There's a deck floating around that runs just Supernova, and it's a water reanimator deck. So you'll discard or bin your water cards, and then you'll use this card, this 3-cost card called Rise from the Ashes, that says target an Elestral in your underworld and special cast it. So Water Reanimator is a deck that's floating around, and Starbit will be a part of that. Electrify. Here's the Electrify. We saw the Electronite, its Ascension earlier. It says you can disenchant the Thunder from this Electrify in order to search your deck for a 1-spirit Thunder Elestral and add it to your hand. So the other guy special casts these guys, and when this thing disenchants his effect, you can draw a card from the other one and then search for a 3rd card. It's, like I said, it's a very powerful engine. I just don't know if it'll be good enough. Winjin. Winjin is an interesting card. These cards are very cool. I don't know how good they're going to be. The word on the street is that they'll be playable. But I don't know. Winjin and its Ascension Tornajin. They are... This one's wind and the other one's wind lunar. Or wind solar, sorry. And they involve foretelling. But this one says, when this Winjin receives 1 or more wind, you can name a card, then foretell 3. If 1 or more cards with that name are foretold, you can add to your hand. You can add it to your hand and special ascend Windjin into Tornjin. So both this card and Tornjin involve... Word on the street is literally just my dad works at Nintendo. I mean, I kind of like lurk in the Elestrals Discord, and I watch several content creators who like make Elestrals content, and it's based off of like people's speculation. But this card involves like calling what's on top of your deck, so I don't know how good it's gonna be. It might be very good because again, Solar. This card wants to be run with Solar, and Solar stacks a lot of cards on top of your deck, so it'll definitely be played. I don't know how good it's gonna be though, because this lets you like call cards and stuff like that. Carry On, we saw earlier. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! With OCG and TCG where you know what's coming. Correct, it's not. So it's like the old Spiral decks, kind of. Honestly, that's not a bad comparison. It's like a much lower power level than Spiral. Because Elestrals is just a lower power level game. Right? Like, there is a 2 Earth cost card called Earthquake that had to be limited, and it's just 2 Earth, and all it says is target and destroy an Elestral. Like, it's just too powerful a card, right? So Elestrals is a much lower to the ground game, but yes, that deck functions in a very similar Spiral-like way. Here's another Cunning Offer, another Helios' Slumber, another Doppelgator. And here's our first Lunar Phase New Moon. It says... I think that makes things more interesting. I do too, frankly. I think Elestrals is a lot more fun than, like, super combo-heavy stuff. I would like games with back and forth, skillful back and forth, and this game has a ton of that. Not to say that there isn't skillful back and forth in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's a very different vibe. Lunar Phase New Moon says, target an Elestral on the field and suppress it until the end phase. You may expend Lunar equal to the target's cost and discard a Lunar Phase to destroy it. Expend Lunar equal to the targeted card's enchantment cost and destroy it. So it's a negate and a destroy if you spend equal to what's enchanting it. Another Outland. Hell yeah. So I think we have one each of all the lunar phases. It just doesn't feel good when you have to coin flip or not play the game. Yeah, that's very true. There's a lot of metas in Yu-Gi-Oh! That are garbage because it's literally just a coin flip. And some decks are like that, just in general. Another Temple of the Moon. Another No Stone Unturned. Another Magnetic Force Field. Another Nobby. Fawnlet. These cards go over here. Playing during Callblade meta. Do I even want to know what Callblade is? I don't know what Callblade is. I did not play a lot of Magic. I played some in university, but no one I know here plays it. Here's the regular Theraheart. We pulled the Reverse Stellar in the tournament pack. Ooh, we got our first Volumbra. This is the second ascension of Volclips. This is for the Lunar Phase deck. It says, when you discard a Lunar Phase during your main phase, you can Special Ascend it. And when you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon, you can Special Ascend it. Or, you can... Sorry, when you discard a Lunar Phase, you can Special Ascend into this guy. And then when you cast Full Moon specifically, you can ascend into the other one. It was the standard meta when Jace the Mind Sculptor was legal. Okay, never mind. That sounds like pain. That sounds like pain. I'm good. Thank you, though. Hypnopossum. This is our first time seeing this card. So 1/1. Says, when this Hypnopossum is destroyed, you can specially cast it from your underworld in attack position Misenchanted. Which means it's a 1/1, but when it's destroyed, you can like recur it, but you cannot cast it with Lunar again. It has to be Misenchanted. So you can use another spirit. This card is very interesting because it does nothing, but you can always ascend, basically. Like if your opponent has a guy, they destroy it, you can bring this guy back, and then you'll have fodder to ascend onto next turn. So it's very interesting. But also it serves sort of as a wall. Because if you get attacked and your opponent has like 2 guys, for example, they can destroy it twice, and this thing will keep coming back, right? No, it won't come back. It's a one-time thing because it comes back Misenchanted. Graveyard effects only happen, or underworld effects only happen if the card was originally enchanted on the field. Yeah. So, I don't know how good this card is then. If your opponent only has 1 guy, it's very good. If they have 2 guys, it's less good. Still a wall, but less of one than I thought. Oh my gosh, here's Volclips. A very pretty full art, or not full art, foil Volclips. This is the Volumbra 3rd Ascension. It's 6/12. It says it gains 1 attack for each different title among lunar phases in your underworld. And it says you can shuffle 8 lunar phases with different titles from your underworld into your deck in order to return a card. Return an opponent's field to their hand. It bounces your opponent's entire field. You have to have all 8 lunar phases in the graveyard, in the underworld, for that to happen. But it's a very powerful effect if you can get it off. And it says you can shuffle 8 lunar phases with different titles from your underworld into your deck in order to return an opponent's field to their hand. Seems tough to make happen. It is tough to make happen. I don't know that the Volclips deck will be particularly good. Because it's, like, you have to play, like, a critical mass of all these lunar phases to make happen. And the lunar phases all work in conjunction with each other. And they all do different things, but it's a bit tough to get out. It is a game ender. That's true. Most 3 triple ascensions are game enders. Like the 3 ascension lines, most of them are like heavy, like super heavy hitters. Let me sleeve this. We got another Outloon. It's so cute. I love Outloon. Alright. Another Winjin. Another Carrion. Another Snowlit. Getting more Snowlits and Asprowls will be very good, actually. I don't need to sleeve this. Because this deck I think will be particularly good. Another Kokore. Pack opening ASMR Tuscadent. Yeah. Should I be a little bit quieter? Should I talk softly? It's another Armadon. Werepup. Okay, I'm glad we pulled this. I would like to see 3 of this guy. Werepup is the Like a Void pre-ascension. It says, when you normal cast this Werepup, you can search your deck for a Lunar Phase and add it to your hand. When you cast Lunar Phase Full Moon, you can special ascend it into Like a Void from your hand or deck. So you cast this guy, you grab Lunar Phase Full Moon, then you can cast that on your opponent's turn. Lunar Phase Full Moon is a counter rune, so it has to be set first. But then you turn it into like a 4 spirit 6/2 with piercing. Like, shit goes crazy. Bandaloon. This is the first time we're saying this card. It's a 3/1 lunar. It says you can expend 2 lunar to take control of an opponent's face down rune. So it costs a lot, right? It costs 1 to play this guy, and then you can expend 2 spirits. But you can, in theory, take control of an opponent's face down stuff. So, any opponent set card. Interesting. Ardverum. I think this is the first time we're seeing this. This is the Ardbud Ascension. This card and its 3rd Ascension also very good. It's Earth Lunar 6/3. It says, when you cast this Ardverum, you can search your deck for an insect card and add it to your hand, which is already crazy. And then it says, you can target and destroy an insect Elestral. If you do, you may special ascend this into an Ant-Titan. So, note that says you can target and destroy an insect Elestral. Sometimes your opponent will be playing insect Elestrals, so you can destroy them and get the Ascension. Insect Elestrals are... The main one that comes to mind is Viscerus. Viscerus is currently semi-limited because it's very good. It's a 4/2 that when it attacks, you can special cast another one from your deck. Oh, here's the new Morfrost card. We opened the Morfrost Abominable form in the tournament pack. This is the new Morfrost, the Scorpio form, that like basically helped facilitate this deck getting to a tournament win. It says when you cast it, you can discard another Morfrost of any title. It just says Morfrost. In order to target an opponent's Celestial and set its base to 0 until the end phase. During this turn, you can expend 2 Frost in order to destroy that Celestial. This is very good because if they have any defense position monster, this can just out that guy. Almost certainly. In fact, definitely, because it sets it to 0. So, outs any defense position Celestial. But also, importantly, when you cast it, you can discard Morfrost. Morfrosts like to be in the graveyard. It's another graveyard strategy in Frost. Leviathan. This is our first time seeing Leviathan. It's the water spirit. It's a little dolphin guy. Cute. I actually really like this art. The Daybreak Leviathan art does not do Leviathan justice, I swear. This is way better. This looks super cute. Hell yeah. Open up, that's our 3rd Snowlet. That's great to see. Another Cockray. Another Armadon. Good, good. Another Luxamare. There's another first quarter. I think this is our 2nd first quarter? I can't recall. Excuse me. It's another Theraheart. This is our second Volumbra, so that's good. It's another Hypnosum. And a Lunar Phase Waning Crescent. I don't know that we've seen this one. Or Waxing Crescent. Have we seen this one? It says target it's a counter rune. It's a battle trap. It says target a lunar enchanted Elestral and give it +1 until the end phase for each lunar phase in all underworlds. So, interesting. It's a good lunar phase. There aren't that many battle traps in this game, so getting another one's very good. It does cost 2 lunar though, so I don't know. Another Taratless Earth Spirit. Another Waxing Gibbous, or Waning Gibbous, sorry. Another Final Quarter. Temple of the Moon. No Stone Unturned. Magnetic Force Field. Oh, thank God. Okay, a second Werepup. Hell yeah. Love to see that. Another Bandaloon. Second Ardveron. Divine Healing. Okay, this is a very interesting card. Divine Healing. It's a 1 spirit, and it can be any spirit. Invoke Rune, it says enchant up to 3 of any spirit from your underworld to a Divine Rune on your field. So you this card helps you refill Divine Runes. Which is quite good. There are the Divine Runes, especially Zeus, who is the Thunder one, and Demeter, who is the Earth one, are very, very good cards. They give +3, +3, and -3 to Elestrals, so they can really swing a battle. It feels very good to recycle cards in this game. It really does. Enchanting up to 3 from your underworld is crazy. And I think this is our first Vipyro. Vipyro's a little snake. He's the fire spirit. He's a little cobra with a fire for the collar. I don't know what you call that on a cobra. But Divine Healing will be probably very good, I think. For any strategy. It'll be very good in the Artemis deck for sure. Because you really want to keep Artemis on the field. So we shall see. One card that I don't think I've seen yet, I think it might be a rare card, is Spoiled Fruit. Spoiled Fruit is a very, very good card. So hopefully we can pull one. It negates healing. So very good card. There's another Nobby. Fawnlet. I think this is our 3rd Full Dusk. It might be our 2nd. Either way, we are our lunar phase stuff is coming together quite nicely. So there's a Gloombat. There's a 3rd Toxiri for the Dense Fog deck. 2nd Cedar Sword. That's a very good pickup for the Blizztrix deck. Another Cactobrum. Boisterous. Oh, speak of the devil and he shall appear. This is Spoiled Fruit. It's a counter rune. 1 Omni. It says, this Spoiled Fruit can only be played when an opponent activates effect that returns 1 or more spirits from the underworld to the spirit deck. It says, negate that effect and destroy that card. So it's a negate and destroy of a card that heals, which is particularly good. In fact, someone played this in the tournament that I mentioned on Draco Ray. So they ascended into Draco Ray, and when this is cast, it heals 3 solar. They flipped up Spoiled Fruit, negated the healing, and destroyed the Draco Ray. Super devastating turn of events. Spoiled Fruit, really good fucking card. Because Ambrosia, which just heals, is played in every deck. Yeah. Another Leviathan. I love the Moonrise Leviathan art. It's very good. I'm sleeving this Spoiled Fruit. It's not a holo, but I don't care. This is gonna be... I'm gonna separate it from the other cards. It's very good. I'm still looking for 2 Schnarks. 2 more Spoiled Fruit would be good. Another Aspral would be good. And the a third Werepup would also be good. There's a Havocub. There's another Drakid. That over here. And now I have playsets of both arts of Drakid. That's super neat. There's a Porcuwaith. There's a third Ardbud, I think. So Ardbud is possible. There's a Clovey. There's a second Electronite. Second Titanostrike. Good. Oh, again, I'm just calling it. There's a second Aspral. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Fulgorix. Okay, so Fulgorix is the boss monster of one of the starter decks. It is a 3rd Ascension line. It's a 10/6. And it says... Alright, I'm being called back to the Marbles grind with buddies. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the good luck. I wish you good luck as well. I hope you win every game, Chaotix. Have fun. I hope you have a lot of fun. But Fulgorix, he's a 10/6. He says, he's Lunar Wind. But he says, Elestrals that are not lunar or solar enchanted get -5 attack. Just passively. Thanks, always nice coming by. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, passively, -5, and he also nexuses. He says you can nexus Lunar Wind. And then he says, when he receives Lunar or Wind in a nexus, you can target an opponent's card and put it on the bottom of their deck. So, not only does he nexus, but when he receives from a nexus, he bottoms a card. Or he puts a card on the bottom of the deck. Bottoming a card sounds wrong. He's a very good boss monster. Again, all the 3-drops are a bit hard to get out. But when they come out, they basically end the game. Ooh, bottoms, AO. Yeah. Here's another Zaptor. This Zaptor looks super cool. It's like very sassy. One thing that I am very happy about is I'm just getting spirits. I'm missing a lot of spirits. Like, I don't have that many wind spirits. I don't have that many frost spirits. So just getting spirits, just in general, is very good. One card that I haven't seen, I think it's like only a holo, is Hurricane. Hurricane is a very, very good card for the upcoming format. It's Heavy Storm, if you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! It destroys all runes on the field. But it costs 3 to play. It costs specifically a Thunder, a Water, and a Wind spirit. So you have to be running all 3 of those. People are almost always running Zaptor anyways, because Astrabbit, the card I showed you earlier, is insane. He literally just looks at the top 3 cards of your deck on cast and adds 1 to your hand. He's like super insane. You're almost always running 3 Ass Rabbits in your deck. Another Cactobral, another Cactus Boy. Another Cinder. It's a second Bellowbee. Oh, thank God. Second Snark. Alright, cool. We only need one more of this guy. I would love to see a third one of him. Here's another Starbit. This is, I think, a third Draco Ray. There's another Bow of Artemis. Another Waxing Gibbous. Oh my God! I keep doing this where I'm just talking about cards and they show up. Hurricane. It's a beautiful holo. It says destroy all face down runes. So that's all. That's literally all it says. This card is actually very interesting because it changes how people play the game. Right? You never want to get like 2-for-1. So it says destroy all face down runes, like people won't set as much because this card exists. But if they don't set as much, that leaves them vulnerable to cards that destroy one back row, right? And then if they like, it just change like the cycle of cards that like make your opponent want to play 1 back row versus 2 back row specifically versus 3 back row, like. It's pretty interesting in this game. But beautiful card. I would love to see 3 of it. I don't think we're gonna see 3 Hurricane, but I would love to. It's a very, very powerful card. And we got another Lycoris. Okay. I've been talking a lot. My throat is starting to hurt, but I will continue. Heavy Storm has historically been good. Yeah, it has been. The second Electrifly. There's another Windjin. Still no Tornjins, interestingly enough. The second Carrion. There's another Snowlet. I don't know if we already had 3 or not. This might be a 4th Snowlet. You can only play 3 copies of a card in your deck. I don't know if I mentioned that. There's another Kakare. Another Waning Crescent. I think this is our 3rd Tsunami High Tide, so getting a playset of this card, very good. Another Aurora Borealis. Here's a Posthumous. Okay. Posthumous, we pulled the full art. That was the box topper. So... this is the one that plays in the Artemis suppressed deck. There's another Fleur Mine. I'd love to see a lot more Fleur Mines and Vipyros. I have a lot of Zaptors already, I have a lot of Leviathans, and I have a lot of Owloons already. So any more like Terratlas, Lycoris, and Fleur Mine, I would be more than happy to get. There's another Toxiri. Another Havocub. Another Draken. Another Porky Wraith. Another Ardbud. This is our 3rd Theraheart. I don't know that you would play 3, maybe only 2. Maybe 3. Depends on how hard it is to get out. Here's another Volumbra. I think this is our playset of Volumbra, which is good. Another Hypnosum. and a Cryptoris. I don't think we've seen Cryptoris yet. Yeah, Illuminapis or Spirit. Cryptoris is the lunar, like one of the lunar foretell engines. So you would play him in like the foretell deck. He's a 2/4, and he says it gets 2 attack for each time you foretold this turn. And you can expend lunar in order to foretell 3, and add any number of lunar Elestrals that cost at least 2 spirits to your hand. So he like adds to your hand. Magnetic Force Field, an Armadon, Luxomare, or First Quarter, or Waning Gibbous, Cunning Offer, Helios' Slumber, Doppelgator. Oh, our holo is a shiny Zaptor. These are actually like relatively expensive, like the shiny spirits, because people want to play like a whole deck of these. They're like $8 or $9 a piece, I think. And then Oistillery. So shiny spirit. I have from the Shadow to Stars pack, the lunar one. I got shiny Fuller Owloons, and I love them. So hell yeah. W, yeah. I love this shiny, like, Zaptor. He's... The sassy Zaptor, very, very cute. They really knocked the Moonrise Spirit arts out of the park, I think. Another Final Quarter. Temple of the Moon. No Stone Unturned. Magnetic Force Field. Nobby. Theraheart. Pelumbra. Okay, we definitely have 4 of these. Hypnosum. And Necrolith. Okay, interesting. So Necrolith is in the suppression deck. Lycris. It's a very shiny Necrolith. Holy shit, this card is pretty. It's very ominous. It's very spooky. So the liths. So there is a lith for each spirit. Necrolith is the lunar one. There's Aviolith for wind. Lavalith is probably the most famous one. Lavalith is like, it's limited and it's $15. But Necrolith, so each of the lists, they are 2 cost Elestrals that can be normal cast. So usually when you have a 2 cost Elestral, it has to be ascended onto another one. But all the liths specifically can be normal cast if they have a condition met. Lavalith is very good because its condition is very easy to fulfill. It's like your opponent has to have at least 2 more spirits on their field, like enchanting spirits on their field, than you do. But Necrolith reads, this Necrolith can be normal cast with Lunar if your opponent has at least 2 suppressed cards on the field. So obviously you play that in the Toxiri deck with Artemis and those cards that like all function around suppression. It says, when you cast it, you can destroy a suppressed Elestral. So, very powerful card in the suppression deck. But I don't know if it would see much use outside of that deck. I would love to pull, like, to play that deck. That deck seems like a lot of fun. Like a very fun, like, control strategy. Control, my favorite. Is it actually your favorite? I am traditionally not a control player. When I play control decks, most of the time I'm just like, I do not want to be here. Even when I'm playing them. When I'm playing against them, it's so much worse. I am a notorious blue hater for Magic. We can just remove blue and white from the wheel. I hate control. Hell yeah. I play red, sometimes black, sometimes green. I'm traditionally a Gruul player, so if that tells you anything about how I play card games, Gruul. I smash face. No, they're literally my favorite because you use every bit of the game instead of just the battlefield. I think that's fair. I think that's super fair. I know a lot of people who enjoy control, and I get it, but it's just not for me. So we got a fun one. We got another Voldusk. I wasn't sure how many of these cards, Voldusks, we pulled, but I'm very glad that we have definitely 3 at this point. Even when I play mono red, because it was busted, I like playing against control because it's a different kind of game. It really is. It's such a different kind of game. There's another Gloombat. Gloombat's a very good card. This card will probably be slided in quite a bit, I think. Another Toxiri. It's good. Another Havocub. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, we got a third Werepup. That's very, very good. So we got a third Werepup. We got 2 Lycavoids, because one came in the promo, and we pulled one. And then we got 1 Lunar Phase Full Moon. So, Bandaloon. A third Cedar Sword. I don't know if the Ballistic deck plays 3 Cedar Sword, but it's good that we have the option to. And then a Magneros. The Thunder Nexus card. Thunder Nexus is historically a very good deck. I don't know if it's going to see a ton of play. That goes here. And then Floor Mine. There's another Drakid. I'm just gonna put it in here. I already have like 3 or 4 of them. Another Porky Wraith. Another Ardbud. Another Clovey. I think I've seen like all these Ardbuds and Clovies like together. Another Cactibrawl. Cactibrum, its Ascension. Followed closely behind. Another Oysterus. This is a third Electronite. And another Morphrost Scorpio form. So we're pulling together, like, if we can pull a third Morphrost Scorpio form, it would not be difficult to go back and get the rest of the Morphrost, because Morphrost is traditionally cheap. The one card that is going to be difficult to get in the Morphrost and Snowlit Ballistic decks is actually the Lith. So the Frost Lith, Morlith, just mills 5. It self-mills 5. That's all it does. You have to have, like, its condition is that you have to have more Elestrals in your underworld than your opponent. But it's very good for the Morphrost deck. I don't know where I put the other one, so let's put it there for now. Another Cinder. Another Bellowbee. Oh, thank God. Okay, here's our third copy of Schnark. Okay, so we got the playset of Schnark. Super, super happy about that. We have our playset of Tsunami High Tide and one Joblin, so I think we pulled pretty much everything I wanted for the deck that I already play in Moonrise. Right? Let me double check. I had a list of the cards that I was looking for somewhere. So, very, very happy about that. Obviously, I would love more like hurricanes and like generically good cards, more spoiled fruits. But I think this is everything that I was hoping to get. Snark, aw. Yeah, Snark is great. Snark is also just a great name, isn't it? Snark? It's so cute. Yeah, we pulled everything that I wanted for the deck that I wanted to play. The only other cards that I want are like more copies of Spoiled Fruit, more copies of Hurricane. They're both very good cards, just because they're like generically useful. It's another Starbit. Third Electrify, so if we wanted to play the Electrify Electronite stuff, we could. Another Titano Strike. This is a third Asprowl. That's actually very good. So we have 3 Snowlit, 3 Asprowl, and 1 Blizzstrix. So we actually have the makings of the Blizzstrix deck as well. The only thing we would want is a third Blizzstrix, or at least a second Blizzstrix. There's a Draco Ray. And a second copy of Guard Dawn. I really wish that I really hope that I can like make this card work. I think this card's very, very like good. But it's tough because like I mean, what's gonna beat over 310? It just like protects you. It's like the wall, right? But I don't know, like, there aren't a lot of solar decks that, like, would revolve around this deck, this card. There's an Owlin. Alright, how many packs do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you got 10 more packs to go. I would love to see another Artemis, I think. Artemis, any... Is it 36 packs in the box or 24? I think it's 36. 36 packs in the box. There's another Winjin. Another Carrion. Another Snowlit. Okay. So if we didn't have 3 before, we definitely do now. Another Cockray. Another Armadon. Bow of Artemis. A Waxing Gibbous. A Waning Crescent. An Aeosdale. Okay. Still no Stellars yet. I mean, I was not expecting to pull a Stellar. I'm just like, I hope. Because Stellars are super fucking rare. But it seems like no Streamer luck just yet. Maybe. Armadon. It's a Luxomare. First Quarter. Waning Gibbous. Final Quarter. Cunning Offer. Helios' Slumber. Doppelgator. And Ectopossum. We haven't seen this guy yet. I don't know what this card does. It's the Hypnopossum is the one that comes back from the Underworld. This says, it's 2 lunar, it's a 3/3, which is very low for a 2-cost card. When this Ectopossum is sent from your hand or deck to the Underworld, You can expend Lunar in order to special cast it from your underworld with Lunar. Ectoplasm, very clever. Yeah. This is a very interesting card because it's like the ideal. It's like literally like the perfect discard fodder. If you're playing any deck that wants to discard cards, you always want to be discarding this guy because he's a special cast for 2, which means you can automatically ascend into a 3-drop, which is insane. But I don't know that there's a lot of cards that discard. It's also from your deck to the Underworld, but Lunar does not have a lot of self-mill stuff. So this card is a lot to think about, I think. A special cast 2-drop. Very interesting, very interesting. Then we get a Luminate. There's another Voldusk. Another Gloombat. Another Toxiri. Havacub. Kraken, okay. I don't know if we had 3 Werepups. I think we did, but if not, we definitely do now. 3rd Werepup, very good card. Bandaloon. Ardvarum. And Night Venom. Night Venom is super important for the Dense Fog suppression deck, actually. This is a very good card. It's a second ascension of Toxiri. It's a 6/6. It says you can discard a Dense Fog in order to target and destroy 2 cards. So Dense Fog is a card that I own. It came in the Lunar Shattered Stars, like the soft release that I got. So I already own the card. But the pre-ascension of this like searches Dense Fog, and this one discards Dense Fog to pop 2. And it says when you have at least 2 Dense Fog in your underworld, it cannot be targeted by your opponent's invoke runes. So it has its own like protection effect. And then Tyralis. Drink some more. I have not been drinking enough like water or anything. I should have brewed tea for this stream. Holy shit. My throat is like killing me. I'm glad we're wrapping up soon. Ugh. Been yapping way too much. There's another Cinder. Another Bellowbee. I think this is our 4th Snark, but hell yeah. Go Snark. Starbit. Electrifly. Theraheart. Velumbra. Hypnosum. And Dragalis. Okay, so we haven't pulled this yet. Holy shit. We pulled like one of each holo almost, I feel. We pulled like all of them. Dragalis is the 3rd Ascension. Send me the 4th Snark. Bet, I will. Dragalis is the 3rd Ascension of Cockray and Dracoray. It's a 13/5. 2 solar, 1 fire. It says you can expend fire in order to suppress each face-up card on the opponent's field until the end phase. So Remember, suppresses negation, so you expend 1 to negate your opponent's entire field. Then you can enchant Solar from your Spirit deck and or Underworld to this Dragalis up to the number of cards that were suppressed this way. So not only does he like negate everything, he also like fills himself up with spirits. So that when he hits, which he'll hit over everything, he's got 13 attack. He basically kills things. This is like a game-ending card. It's not like game-ending in the other, like in the sense that the other ones end the game. Like, the other ones end the game because they, like, wipe your opponent's field and stuff like that. This one ends the game because it ends the game that turn. If you have, like, because it already comes with 3 spirits on it. If you fill it with, you know, like, if you negate 3 and get another 3, that's 6 spirits. That's, like, hitting anything. Hitting your opponent with that, it does so much damage. You only have 20 life to begin with, so dealing 6 would be devastating. Then we got another Pyro. This guy is the definition of big boy hit hard. Maybe I'll play this deck. Spike card for real, for real? Yeah, for real. Porcuray? An Ardbud? Clovey? Cactibrol? A Cinder? A Cedosaur? I think this is our 4th Cedosaur. I'll have to check though. Cactibron? Boisterous? And a Phasmacore, okay. Phasmacore, very pretty hollow, once again. Pyro is the spirit. This is an 8-1. This card is very interesting because not only is it an 8-1, it also, like, recurs itself. Not in the same turn, but at the end phase of the turn, so when it's destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can expend Lunar. If you do, during the end phase of this turn, you can special cast it from your Underworld. It's basically an 8-1 that always comes back. And even if it does, like, that means you can ascend into a 3-drop, or you just have an 8-1. With 2 spirits, that'll get over most anything in the game. Good card. Man, we really have pulled like one of every hollow. I wonder how many hollows are in the set. Let me go to the... Let me go to the set page and see what explore sets. Moonrise. Rarity. Rare. We pulled a 4 Gorix. We haven't pulled a Pulveror. Or a Corvus. No, we pulled a Corvuscar. We haven't pulled a Draking. We haven't pulled a Comalis. Okay, we're missing a couple here. Missing like 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, no. These are not the hollows. We're still missing a couple though. Like Aviolith and Tornadin. Starbit Supernova. But we pulled most of them, for sure. In fact, we pulled... Yeah, most of them. We're missing like 3 No, 4. I think. Which is crazy. Honestly, we pulled one of most all of them. Because we pulled like 9? 8 or 9? Another Bellaby. There's the fish Snark. There's a Starbit. Electrofly. Windgen. Electronite. I think this is our 3rd Electronite. I don't know that you would ever want to play 3, but having a playset of cards is always good. Titanostrike. Astral, okay. And then Pulveror, okay. So, Pulveror, it's not hollow in the traditional sense, but it's like the rares. I was trying to see if I could filter by, like, literally hollow, but I don't think you can. Oh, no, you can. Okay. I was looking in the wrong place. So, for all the non, full arts and spirits and stuff, there are 1, 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. And we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10 of 18. It's not bad. Excuse me. Pulveror is a 7/4. He can special. The thing about Pulveror that's interesting is that he can special ascend from any lunar Elestral. He can special ascend, yeah, from any lunar Elestral. So you can just activate him in your hand, and you can special ascend him from any lunar if you also disenchant lunar from your field. So you have to have at least 2 lunar cards. But even if it's like an Artemis or a spell like a Stadium, like Temple of the Moon, you can just basically special ascend into a 7/4 from any guy. We got a Clovey. This. Cactibrel. Cinder. A Bellaby. The 6 Snark. Okay, we have 2 playsets of Snark. Akadi, if you want a playset of Snark, you can have a playset of Snark if you want. This stack is getting tall. Let me move it. Snark. Snark, my goat. He's so cute. Another Werepup. Okay, alright. Perfect. Bandaloon. Ardverum. And Draking. Okay, so this is the main guy of the deck that I play. So this makes, what, 11 of 18 now? Hollows that we pulled? This is a very pretty Draking. He's a 7/4 lunar water. He can be searched by Snark if you so choose. He says, when this Draking destroys an Elestral in battle, you can special cast that Elestral from the underworld using water/lunar spirits only. While that Elestral is on your field, this Draking cannot be attacked. So he destroys stuff and he casts your opponent Elestrals from the graveyard. Then we got an Alloon. We got 3 packs left. We love stealing cards from the opponent? Hell yeah. Alright, we got a Starbit. Another Electrifly. Another Windjin. Another Carrion. Another Snowlet. Okay. Another Cedarsaur. Okay. Another Cactobrum. Another Oysterus. And a Salashade. Okay, so Salashade is the ascension of the mill guy, Cinder. It's a 3/3, Fire Lunar. It says, this Elestral gains +1 attack for each Elestral in your opponent's underworld. When a player casts an Elestral, an opponent must spend the top 3 cards from their deck to the underworld. So he gets attack for each Elestral in your opponent's underworld, and whenever anyone casts an Elestral, your opponent mills 3. And then we got Taratlus as our spirit. Alright, 2 more packs. We got a Kakare, an Armadon, a Luxomare, Lunar Phase First Quarter, Lunar Phase, that goes over here, Waning Gibbous, Electronite, Titanostrike, or Aspral, okay. And then Comalis. Oh my god, we really are pulling like every one of every holo in the set. Holy shit, this is 12 of 18 now? Comalis is a 4/2. It's the Lunar Nexus. So almost all this, I think almost all. We love our holos here? Hell yeah, we do. Most all of the elements, I think all of them, have a 1-cost guy that nexuses 2 of the spirit. So this says you can nexus up to 2 lunar. When you do, you can search your deck for the little symbol is a ghost. I want to say they're spectral Elestrals, I think they're called. I don't remember what the name for them is. And add it to your hand. So you can search another copy of himself. You can search a bunch of different stuff. Again, it functions off of the little symbols here on the bottom. But he nexuses and searches. So, very good card. Lunar Nexus, I don't know how Lunar Nexus will be as a strategy. But if Lunar ever needs a Nexus, this is like a go-to. And then we got Vipyro as our spirit. Alright. Last pack. We got one more. We got this. Alright, last pack of the day. We have Lunar Phase First Quarter. We have Temple of the Moon. Fitting it was in, I think, the first pack and also the last pack. So this is the playmat that we got. Another No Stone Unturned. Magnetic Force Field. Luxomare. Draco Ray. Bow of Artemis. Lunar Phase Waxing Gibbous. And in Fornax. Okay, we pulled our first in Fornax. Leviathan is the spirit. We got like one of almost every rare. There's like 63 rares or something, and we pulled most of them. In Fornax is the Ascension of Bellowbee. This is a wind fire. He's a 4/7. He says, you can expend wind in order to return an opponent's card to the hand. That's right, he bounces just by expending. Not target, just a single bounce. This card is insane. When you cast an Elestral or Rune with at least fire or wind, you can give this in Fornax +2 until the end phase. So he's a 4/7, but if you cast any wind or fire rune, he gets +2. But really, you want the wind bounce. Expend a wind bounce. Damn. Overall, very, very happy with our pulls. Like, super fucking happy with our pulls. Like, holy shit. Oh, I knocked over my cards here. We got 3 of pretty much every common in the set. Like, for sure. We got the stadium. We got 3 of the stadium for sure. We got like 6 of the stadium, but we got a whole stack of lunar phases. Let me check the lunar phases. So there are 8 lunar phases. Here, let me move these. We'll move these. So, Waxing Gibbous, Final Quarter, Waning Gibbous. Let me, again, do it like this. First Quarter. How do I do this? It's like this, right? So, First Quarter, Waxing Gibbous, Full Moon will go here. It's over there. We got Volumbra, Voldusk, another Final Quarter, another Waning, First Quarter. Waning Crescent. Waxing Gibbous, another Voldusk, another Volumbra. Final Quarter. Waning Gibbous, First Quarter, Volumbra. Waning Crescent. It goes over here. Trying to like organize it in like the in the new moon, like in the cycles of the moon. Another Waxing Gibbous, another Voldusk, Final Quarter, Waning Gibbous. There's a Waxing Crescent. I think we only pulled 1 Waxing Crescent, unfortunately. Here's New Moon. We pulled a New Moon. Waning Crescent. Waxing Gibbous. Oh, this one goes over here. Final Quarter. First Quarter. Waning Crescent. Okay. One of these. First Quarter. So I think we pulled at least 1 of each phase. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of tough to see. These are the ones that we pulled 1 of. Let me organize this. Really good luck today, I'd say. I think so. I think we had really good luck today. God, that's so... There's not enough room here. Gotta be, like, at least there. Maybe if we turn them sideways. Gosh, this is so hard to see. It's tough to see, but you have New Moon down here, New Moon down here. Then we pulled 1 of that. We pulled 1 Waxing Crescent, a bunch of First Quarter, a bunch of Waxing Gibbous. We pulled 1 full moon somewhere in here. There's the full moon. It goes here, and then a bunch of waning gibbous, final quarter, and then a bunch of waxing crescent. So we pulled a ton of stuff. At least one of each of the lunar phases, which is really good. We pulled a bunch of Voldusk, a bunch of Volumbra, and we even pulled a Volclipse. So I have the makings of a lunar phase deck if I so chose to play it, which is really good. Let me organize this real quick. Pulled, yeah, 5 or 6 Voldusks and 5 or 6 Volumbras. Or 4 Volumbras, okay. We pulled a bunch of cards over here. Pretty much as many Toxeries as I could want. Toxeries and Night Venom. Toxery, Night Venom, and Necrolith are like the cards that I would want for the Dense Fog deck, and so we have like the start of that. We had pulled a bunch of Fawnlets, a bunch of Therahearts for a Posthumous deck, if we so chose. That would go in probably the Toxery deck. Pulled a bunch of Gloombats. Gloombat's important for the side deck. We pulled plenty of Nobbies and a Fulgorix, so if we wanted to play a Fulgorix deck, we have the capacity to do that. Honestly, we pulled pretty much everything from Moonrise. What didn't we pull? That's really the question. Let me pull this back up. Let me pull the set back up. I wonder, is there a way I can share this with you guys? Was the shield card the chase card too? It was definitely one of the chase cards, yeah. It's definitely the most expensive card I pulled, I'm pretty sure. I'll go over all the hollows and stuff that I pulled here. And like all the important cards, I should say. The shield card is like $100. Chaotix looked it up, so. Let me throw this in here. Let me separate the important sleeved cards versus the important unsleeved cards. Like a void. This is the one you're talking about. Shield of Achilles, the full art Shield of Achilles. Crazy, crazy. No actual serialized stellars today, but that's fine. This full art Posthumous that was the box topper looks so good. It's hard to see, but it's also like very, very shiny. Okay, let me move a bunch of this. So we talked about the lunar phases. How we pulled pretty much everything for the lunar phase deck. Let's take a look at our hollow. So let's take a look at the important cards that we pulled first. We pulled one Joblin, which is very good. I don't know that I would want more than one Joblin in the deck. Maybe I would want a second one. I don't think I would ever play 3 of this guy. We pulled, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 Tsunami High Tide, 2 Drakens, a bunch of Schnarks, Werepup, Schnark, Drakid. Oh, we pulled a bunch of High Titans. We pulled way more than I thought. Werepart, Schnark. Okay, so for Schnark, Schnark was the important one in the set that we really, like, this is probably the card that I wanted to pull more than anything else. It's an uncommon. But the reason is because I want... It searches Rock and a Hard Place for this guy. So it's like a critical searcher for the deck that I have played in the past, right? Pulled a bunch of the new art for the guy that I play. We pulled one Joblin, which is also searchable by Schnark. And we pulled 5 Tsunami High Tide, which is searchable by Schnark. Right? So these are the Schnark cards. We pulled everything that we could have wanted from this. We pulled 5 Werepups. We have the promo Stellar Lycovoid. So, and a regular hollow Lycovoid. I don't know that you would ever play 3 Lycovoid. Werepups, Therepups, true! Very true. So, we got literally as much of the Werepup Lycovoid I think that we would ever want to play. Which is very, very good. Because this deck, the aggro lunar deck, with Werepup Lycovoid and Full Moon, is going to be insane. This deck is going to be very powerful. So, very good that we pulled all this. We pulled an Artemis, which is very good. We pulled the Lunar Phase New Moon for the Lycovoid. We pulled a Volclipse. I don't know that we'd ever play more than one of this, so very glad we pulled this. We pulled a Divine Healing for the Artemis. We pulled a Spoiled Fruit. Spoiled Fruit, going to be one of the most important side deck cards in the meta. Probably not even in the meta. Probably just moving forward in general. I am most certainly going to be buying 2 more copies of this card on TCG Player. Like, for sure. We pulled a Hurricane, which is, like, game-warpingly strong. I will probably end up purchasing 2 more copies of Hurricane, if they are even available. Because this card's going to be insane. So, insane cards. We pulled a Necrolith, which is super important for the Artemis suppression deck. We pulled a Shiny Zaptor. Love seeing the shiny spirits. They're also worth a little bit of money, so hell yeah. We pulled a Dragalis, important boss monster for the Draco Ray deck. So, if we want to play the Draco Ray deck, we pulled everything that we could want for that. Phasmacore. I don't know where Phasmacore will see play, but it's almost certainly going to see play somewhere, because it's an infinitely recurring 8/1 that can be ascended upon. We pulled a Comalis, which is very important for Lunar Nexus. It's like the Lunar Nexus card, so if we want to play Lunar Nexus, we can. We pulled a Draking, which is the shiny hollow version of the boss monster for the deck that I play. So, not only that, we pulled our 2 reverse Stellars, Pheramela and Theraheart, so if we ever want to play Pharogeist or Posthumous, we have reverse Stellars for that. Speaking of Posthumous, we have the full art Posthumous and the chase card Shield of Achilles. The full art Shield of Achilles, which is insane. And that's not even talking about the Blizzstrix deck. So the Blistrix decks is being hyped to be like the best deck of the format moving forward. Let me put these cards here. These cards are not part of that deck. These are the alt arts from the tournament pack. So we pulled a Blistrix, which is very good. I don't know that we would want a second Blistrix, so you might want a second Blistrix for this deck. Just so you're more likely to hit it. But we pulled basically as many Asprals and Snowlits as and Cedar Swords that we could ever want. Right? There's 2, 3, that's a Scorpio form. There's 3 of that. There's 3 of everything. There you go. Playsets of the whole bunch. There's 4. There's 5, and a 6th Snowlit. So, for what is probably the best deck of the format, we pulled pretty much everything that we could want for. So, I don't know what else we could have asked for, honestly. Like, obviously we could have asked for a Stellar, but, like, that's chances of us pulling a Stellar are, like, nothing, right? So, I don't even know. Let me check the set. Let me, I don't know if I can do this here. How would I? It's such a good feeling getting a good box. It really is. It really is. Browser. Create new. I'm gonna see if I can't show you guys this set. Okay, OBS, thank you for just putting that on here. Copy. I don't know why it didn't hide this to start, but sure. I assume you guys can see that. I actually don't know if you can see it. OBS moment. Okay. So this is the set. Why does it look like this? Why is it... What? The set is like... Okay, this is very interesting. It's like see-through. Okay, let me hide the webcam then. 1 second. There. There. Sure. Oh, no, it's still clipping over a little bit. There. Okay. So, why can't I... Chroma key? Maybe. Why can't I scroll? Huh? Bro, why is OBS like this? This works in Chrome, in like, not Chrome, in Google Docs, like I can scroll down, but there's no scroll bar here. So how do I scroll on this website in OBS? Man, properties. Page permissions? No, that's giving the... Are you not just doing a window capture? I'm not doing a window capture. I was trying to do a browser capture. Maybe just a window capture is better then. You're right, you're right. Shockingly enough, Akidi is right. Window capture. There you go. Window capture is better, is it? Again, I'm not an OBS expert. Oh, I guess I should do this. Let me crop the top part here. There. And crop all the extra side stuff. Sure. Browser capture is better for browser plugins like alerts. Oh, I see. Okay. So this is the set. It's got 118 cards. 11 reverse stellars, which we have several of, and there's 20 serialized stellars. So we pulled all the spirits. So obviously, like, I really love this Leviathan art. I wish we got a ton more Leviathan since I play a water deck. Leviathan is like super important, and I love this Leviathan art. Pulled a lot of Owloons, which is good. Owloon is probably my favorite spirit, although I quite like Flurmine as well. Flurmine is very cute. We pulled plenty of Nobbies, and we got the alt art in the tournament pack. We pulled plenty of Doppelgators and a Fulgorix, so if we want to play that deck, we can. We pulled plenty of Fawnlets, all the Therahearts that we could want, and the Reverse Stellar Theraheart, and the Full Art Posthumous that you guys saw. We talked about the Voldusk Lunar Phase deck. We pulled like a bunch of Gloombats and a Phasmacore. We pulled Hypnosums and an Ectopossum. Pulled a bunch of Toxeres and a Night Venom. We pulled a bunch of Werepups and a Lycovoid. We pulled a bunch of Havocubs and a Polivore. Like, you can see we pulled pretty much everything. We pulled a bunch of Drakids. We pulled a Draking. We pulled a Corviskull. We pulled a bunch of Bandaloons and Porcurace. We pulled a Comalis. We pulled a Cryptoris. We pulled a Necrolith. So we pulled all of the lunar cards, like all the lunar Elestrals. We pulled a bunch of Ardbuds and Ardvarums. We missed out on Antitan. Antitan is the boss monster of this line. But that's okay. I don't play a lot of Earth, so I think that's fine. We pulled both of these in spades. We pulled both of these in spades. We pulled a bunch of Cinder and a Salashade. Antitan's only available as a holo, so it's no surprise that we didn't get him. We pulled a bunch of Bellabees and an Infornax. We missed out on Torchin. Torchin's also a holo. We got a bunch of Snarks and Joblin. Got a bunch of Oystresses and Noistillery. We got a bunch of Starbits. We missed out on a Supernova. So we missed out on 3 cards so far. We pulled these. We pulled this. We pulled this. We missed out on Torngen, which is also a holo. So we missed out on 4 holos specifically. Carry-ons we pulled. No Carry-off, no Aviolith. So that's 6 cards. We pulled all these. Pulled a Scorpio form. We pulled we pulled all this. We pulled all this. We pulled all this. We pulled an Artemis. Pulled a couple Aeosdales. We pulled the bows. We pulled each of the lunar phases. We pulled 1 new moon, which is a rare. You can see the rarity down here. Like, this is a common, this is a rare, this is an uncommon. So we only pulled 1 of this. We only pulled 1 of this, but we pulled everything else in spades. We pulled 1 full moon as well. Pulled a bunch of Temple of the Moon. We pulled a Divine Healing. We pulled this. We pulled this. We pulled this. Pulled this. We got a Hurricane. And then you get to full arts. So we missed 6 cards in the set total. Of 93. So yeah, I think we did okay. For full arts, obviously we missed like most of these. We got a full art Posthumous that was the box stopper. But we pulled pretty much everything else. This is the Shield of Achilles that we pulled. The full art Shield of Achilles. And then we pulled like this shiny Zaptor. So I think we did pretty good. For 93 cards that are not like special full arts, missing 6, all of which are holos, pretty fucking cracked. That's a good box if I've ever heard one. So hell yeah. Whew. Okay, my throat is killing me, so I'm gonna end stream. Oh, man. So, anyways, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you all so much. Fair was definitely a good box. Yeah, hell yeah. Let me go back to just chatting. Wait, did I have... Okay, I did have BGM. I was like, for a second, I was like, did I have BGM on this whole time? Off this whole time? But... thank you all for coming. I had a great time. Love Elestrals, as a game concept. It's a very fun game to play. So, we pulled a bunch of cores for decks that I would want to play anyway, so hopefully I can start building some new decks. I don't know. I'm really happy. This was a lot of fun. We do have more Elestrals stuff coming. So, because I pre-ordered, I was part of the Clash. So, Elestrals has a online client that's in the works right now. And I was part of the Kickstarter for it. So I will have beta access to that. The Elestrals Clash, like, I cannot express enough how cool their online client is going to be, because you automatically come with every card in the game. If you have the client, you have every card in the in-game in client. Like, you don't have to craft cards, none of that shit. You just start with every card in the game. Elestrals Clash is going to be a lot of fun. I will definitely be streaming it when I get the beta. But being part of the Kickstarter, you also, I think I Kickstarted and I got another box. Not for Moonrise, but for the previous set. Which is Daybreak. So, we at least have the Daybreak stuff coming. It also comes with packs that have, like, special arts of a bunch of important cards, like Eddie and Ass Rabbit. So I will be getting those as well. So we got plenty of Elestral stuff coming down the pipeline. So much better to build and test things out. I mean, you're so true. Elestrals Clash is going to be super, super good for the game, because it'll be available to everyone, and everyone will have access to every card. Like, you can't beat that with a fucking stick. Like, at all. But yeah. So, more Elestral stuff coming down the line. I will catch you guys next time. Thank you all for coming. And yeah. I love you all. Scowled love. I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you guys did too. But yeah. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you all. I'm so hyped. This has got me so hyped. I want to build decks. I want a deck build. Alright. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna organize some of these cards. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, thank God I get to take off these gloves. Good night.